Another example of the need to end persistent discrimination and impunity is the Israel-Palestine conflict. Military occupation, illegal settlements, excessive use of force, home demolitions, and the wall that continues to be constructed across the occupied Palestinian territory.
Thousands of people dead, thousands displaced, and thousands of refugees.
Israel must be compelled to seize these massive military attacks, collective punishment, blockade, and all other grave breaches.
We strongly condemn Israel's confiscation of Palestinian lands in the West Bank aimed at creating new realities on the ground.
The next speaker on the list is United Nations Watch. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. We thank the High Commissioner for raising situations that continue to be priority areas for UN Watch, including the situations of human rights in Syria, North Korea, Iraq, Libya, South Sudan, the Central African Republic, and Russia. The High Commissioner referred to the scourge of terrorism, barbarism, and the slaughter of captives. In this regard, we join the Palestinian Authority in condemning Hamas for executing dozens of masked victims in Gaza without any trial or due process. On 23 August, the Bureau Chief of President Abbas said, quote, "The executions were done in cold blood and according to the Hamas law, which is, whoever is not with Hamas is against it," end quote. He also condemned Hamas for shooting at the feet of many of those who called for accepting a ceasefire. Mr. President, we heard today a great deal about Gaza, but very little about the following Hamas war crimes, which are not accidents, but essential pillars of their combat strategy. The misuse of hospitals and ambulances, schools and places of worship, the use of human shields, the endangerment of civilian population, placement of weaponry in civilian areas, and firing of weaponry in civilian areas as a means of shielding combatants from counterattack. The misappropriation of humanitarian aid, such as cement, for constructing cross-border tunnels underneath and into civilian areas for purposes of attack and murder. The use of unguided rocket systems in attacks against civilian areas and facilities, inflicting psychological, economic, and physical effects. The placement of rockets in UNRWA schools, as the agency itself acknowledged on 3 occasions. The use of child soldiers and incitement to genocide. We urge all Council members and observers to condemn these war crimes, especially those states who declined to do so in the July session, including Algeria, Egypt, Cuba, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and Venezuela. I thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much.